My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slice and Dice, where we're going to be playing Classic. Ooh boy, I do like Classic. There's a lot of achievements we're working on at the moment, and one of them is unlocked in Curse mode, but the rest of them, choose Updog, choose Gambler twice, choose Looters twice, and choose Dabbler twice, are best achieved through regular, good old-fashioned gameplay. I gotta remember specifically that those are the characters I'm looking for as well, because those are the ones that I'm going to want to draft. Well. We have a yellow character. Sorry, Dabbler is orange, Ludus is orange, Gambler is orange. So I should definitely take a party that has the ability to get an orange character. Obviously, Flex doesn't seem appropriate in that instance. I could take Force. Sure. Okay, so we have Lazy, Brigand, the Thief, Buckle, and Alloy. I do like each of those. One of our enemies could be a randomized monster that has 2 4 damage pain sides, 2 3 damage eliminate, so it targets the lowest HP, and also when we take away its 4th HP, it does 2 damage to the bottommost enemy. Monster bonus, +1 pip to all monster sides. That is mostly terrifying when we encounter enemies that summon. So for instance, the Alpha or the Grave, both just summoning an additional monster, that's pretty terrifying. Better items, +1 to item quality. Improvised armor, the first turn, all monsters reduce damage taken from abilities and die by 1. I am going to be looking to kind of like push my way through fights very, very aggressively. What? Because we've got, you know, a bunch of damage dealing classes and 2 that are good at defending. I can totally see the world where I take monster bonus, give them improvised armor, and then also take the better items, right? And so I get 12 points, and then I offset 2 of those with a blessing. I'm just gonna have to be very, very thoughtful about the way that I approach summoners, especially. Buckle and Thief can keep their best sides. How's the targeting going here? Okay, everyone's got a unique target. So the shielding 1 repel is not actually going to do anything this turn. Okay, I can take 1 creature off the field. And I believe I should, because if I take that rat off the field, I can prevent the damage it otherwise would have done to the Lazy, so I end up with 1 exerted character losing 2 HP, and now we're in the second round, and the second round is much easier. What with the enemies not having the armor anymore. Definitely want to take the repel now that everyone's targeting the Lazy. And that'll do it. One HP left on the archer, and we make our way to the next fight. Extra monster. Fight a wolf and we get a rusty plate and a scar. That's a lot of HP. I'm not going to take it, but it is a lot of HP. Berserker or Whirl? Well, Whirl is... Often you want to use Cleave on turn 1 in order to take out a bunch of creeps at the same time. You know, we're talking things like the Seeds, the Illusions, etc. However, because of the inability to do that on turn 1, I feel like we're much better suited taking the Berserker, who with 4 damage pain is capable of still chunking enemies, even while they're armored. We're going to look for single large instances of damage much more commonly than, you know, common instances of not much damage. Buckle, you could reroll, you've got better sides. Now you should probably settle though. If I can let that bee die against me, that'll certainly be helpful. And I'll start setting up the wolf to die next round as well. I only have to invest 2 damage to take it off the field now. That's important, because you've got an AoE, and that AoE went from 1 damage cleave to 2 damage cleave with the with the way that I approached this all. Berserker, you're just going to use your 4 damage. You're going to die as a result. That's fine by me, because with that, I'm capable of taking everyone off the field. Foil. Replace the right side with 0 damage skill. Skill, bonus pips equal to my level, so the Berserker would get 2. It's just not going to be especially powerful, frankly. First aid kit. Orange heroes only have heal to cleanse on the bottom side. I'll take that because it gives the thief something more that they can do, especially in a fight where the thorns exist and might petrify my sides. So I need to do 3 damage in a single instance to take one off the field. Basically, the Berserker is probably going to kill someone on turn 1. If the thief rolls ranged, that'd actually be really good. Okay, they didn't roll range. Well, we'll protect the brigand. And also prevent the thief from losing their ranged side, because they're only going to be petrified for their top side, as they were cleansed 1 from the defense from the alloy. So with only 1 petrification, they lost their blank rather than their ranged side. That said, none of that mattered because the thorn just ran away immediately afterwards. Pilgrim and Guardian, good lord. Powerful choices right here. One of the reasons that Guardian is such a good choice is because Guardian with the shield 3 engage sides is capable of keeping the Berserker very comfortable. Give it to them on turn 1, give them 6 armor, they do 4 damage pain. They still have 2 armor. The Pilgrim obviously gives other characters the ability to use their die again. You can give self-shield to the character that's doing 4 damage pain, that's also very useful. Same with target ally cannot die this turn. I do feel like I'm breaking in the direction of the Pilgrim, but I do want to, before I run away from it, quickly mention that the Guardian is also one of the most potent ways to give a character setup for steal. And because I have 2 gray characters and 2 yellow characters, those are the characters that are most likely to carry the steal keyword. Steal says, of course, +1 pip to the effect of this die for each shield you have. So being able to give 6 shield to a single target is real good for that. Oh, it's got to be Pilgrim though. How do you not take Pilgrim? Even in this circumstance, I'm still taking Pilgrim. Okay, Pilgrim, you can use a stun. Realistically, the best usage of that stun is if I'm capable of stunning the Alpha, which I only need to do 2 damage and then another 2 damage in order to be capable of doing. That's fine, that's fine. I'll accept that. That's good enough for me. Oh, no. No, it's not. Oh, no. Okay, things just got a lot more dire as I realized that I will need 3 damage instance. I'll either need the Exert as well as the Death Wish side, or the Berserker to hit their pain side in order to actually stun the Alpha this turn. I forgot about that armor on turn 1. Oh wow, we got the least likely version of it. But that's okay. I now have the ability to stun that Alpha. And frankly, I think I just keep working on them. That target needs to go down before it summons anything. And it's like, what? It summons or it does a giant AoE? I don't want either of those. I'm gonna have a tough time putting out enough damage to take out the Alpha this turn, so I should make sure that I try and find a way to keep myself alive. That'll do it. As much as I could have taken out the wolf that turn and prevented its damage, I lose if the Alpha gives me a really bad turn here, and also I, played the defensive line last turn. I'd rather avoid that possibility. Really? Can I not get any more damage? Never mind, I got it. We're all good. We're looking for there you go. Brigand's already self-shielded. I expect that we'll be losing the Brigand here. The wolf will run away. Oh, I love Wristblade. I think Wristblade is really, really, really powerful. It's significantly less powerful, for what it's worth, in the circumstance we're currently in, which is all the enemies have double shield on turn 1 because it does no damage to them. The fact that we could inherit the middle side for ladder, that would give me a second target cannot die this turn. And that's good, that matters. Now the alloy has a copy of target cannot die this turn. I'd love to get that snake down on turn 1, and boy, it looks like my team wants to do the same as well. Thump. Thump, there goes the snake. Well, actually, thump and thump. No. There goes the snake. And then I'll give the berserker the ability to play again, and then attack the goblin. But I'll give you additional health to do so that I can shield the pilgrim. This way I only need to do 2 damage next turn, which is pretty much guaranteed. It's not actually guaranteed, but it's as close as it possibly can be. 4 to 1 to 1 to 1. Takes out the final goblin. Juggler is not really going to be useful on turn 1, unfortunately. If the Juggler is going to constantly be hitting 1 damage cantrips, that's not really going to affect much of the board. Sinew having capability of doing 4 damage exert is also very, very appealing to me, so I'll be taking the Sinew upgrade. Up against Militia and Ogre, so realistically I would love to generate just 5 defense on this turn, and in fact I already rolled the ability to do so. So I'll just keep that. 1, 2, 3, there goes the Militia. I can't do any more damage to the Ogre, otherwise the Ogre will kill us in return. Or at least I couldn't have done it that turn. Pilgrim, you're already capable of stunning the Ogre, so we're in a great position. Everyone else push for the most damage you can generate. Looking for 3 damage, and we find it. Reroll the class of Thief. If I'm honest, I don't think many of the other classes are going to have the ability to really do any damage on turn 1. So I suspect the Thief might actually be where it's at for us. Demon Eye adds pain and +2 pips to the left side. Dragonhide. Copy the middle onto the top and bottom sides. That's the ability to get even more of the target cannot die this turn. I'll take that. Alloy, please just keep people alive. That's your job right now. Straight up prevent deaths. We're so close to getting the courts down. But it's gonna weaken the Berserker ridiculously. Well, I guess I'm stunning the courts this turn no matter what, right? Because, yeah, even if I double attack the Cyclops, I'm not getting the Cyclops stun. I mean, yeah, I could theoretically use those dice. They won't do anything, but I could have used them. This is great. So the Thief is going to take 10 damage this turn. That's insane. or 11 damage this turn and die. I'll just prevent all of that with a single action, thank you. Then I'll give self armor to the Berserker who strikes the Cyclops. And then Thief, you just hit Corpse. Now, unfortunately, we will have to watch Sinew die. Was there a way around that? No, because see, the Cyclops is going to kill the Berserker or Sinew, and I don't have a way to give additional defense with single yeah, I'm losing a single target this turn no matter what. That means, though, next turn, any damage stuns the Cyclops, which makes it very easy to kill from there on out. Especially when I keep getting my Death Wish side on the Berserker, that's great. Up against a Ninja and a Monk. Monk is an incredibly powerful defensive class. Redirecting all damage and enemy effects from an ally to themselves. The Shield 1 Repel is not necessarily going to be especially useful, same reason as before. Ninja! 2 damage double use. 1 damage Copycat. 1 damage Copycat. I mean, it's good with Sinew. It is good with Sinew. That is a pretty good combo. We have 1 damage Cleave Chain, and then this will inherit Cleave Chain. I just don't think that's what I want to go with. I think I need more damage out of my orange class, especially on turn 1, and I think the Ninja is going to be lacking that. Unfortunately, I just lost all of my... Actually, target cannot die this turn. That still should probably be on the Monk. Pilgrim, you should probably have more target that cannot die this turn, so that when the Monk takes attacks from someone else, it's fine. Especially because the Monk is on the bottom side, so they're going to be targeted by more things than typical. Nope. I'm gonna defend the Berserker most, just so that I'm capable of using my 4 damage next turn. We take out the Slimelet and set the Slime Queen to only 10 HP remaining. Any more will give the enemy the ability to summon. Okay. Berserker, big hit. Then some damage. And here's the problem. Because the Monk didn't end up managing to roll defense at all that turn, really? The Pilgrim has to choose to save the Monk or the Berserker, and I need damage, so I have to save the Berserker. I wish I could have chosen otherwise, but I couldn't have. This is going to become a problem, because having the Slime Queen and both Slimes on the field at the same time is pretty much exactly what you don't want. There goes Slime Queen. Save the Berserker from taking themselves out this turn. Chain Cleave would be lovely if I can set up for that with the Berserker's Chain. If I can do that, we actually have a chance here. If I can't... Oh my god. Okay. There goes Slimer and one of the Slimelets. Thief is probably the easiest one to lose here. I'm capable of taking out a Slimer and a Slimelet like this. Especially because Sinew's actually allowed to attack that. That'll do it. Wow. I didn't think it could be done. I legitimately thought like 3 rounds ago, that's it, we're done. Whoops. So glad that wasn't the case. Monocle or Sling. Sling adds underdog to the bottom side. It has ×2 in effect versus targets that have more HP. And then Monocle adds engage to the middle side, ×2 to the effect on targets with full HP. Here's my thinking. If I take Monocle, and I put the Monocle on the Berserker, and then the Dragonhide gloves, for this fight, This is what I want. I want Cleave Engage. Because on turn 1, it'll be able to hit the Graves. And it's going to be very important because the Graves are going to be summoning multiple things. And then for the turns afterwards, it'll be able to basically half kill the bones that are summoned. This is really bad though, because all of these Graves, well defended on turn 1, each of them is summoning 2 bones. Like, this is going to get nightmarish immediately. Not quickly, immediately. Stunning something is a great idea. Okay, so if I steal the focus with the monk and then defend you, militia runs away, that's great. Berserker, you, boom, do a bunch of damage, great. I'll damage one of the graves on the outside and then stun one on the inside. So now we only have 4 bones spawn this turn. Couple of them are targeting the pilgrim, that's going to be helpful. Pilgrim, you should probably keep a stun side, but if you got your redo, that would actually be sick. Oh, stun works. I'm going to present the resummon here. Prevent, rather, the resummon here. One more grave down next turn, and then this is totally manageable. This is exactly the kind of fight that I needed to be prepared for. I'm very glad to be standing here reasonably, as far as I'm concerned, at least prepared. Thank heck we got that side. There we go. Between the Thief and the Sinew, we had enough damage in order to get all of the bones to take the enemies out. I may want to have the same thing again this turn for the Berserker. Unfortunately, the Berserker will lose access to their 4 damage sides, which are capable of taking out the zombies, but they will keep access to the sides that are capable of taking out these illusions. But the Ranger could do the exact same job. Yeah. Ranger can do the exact same job, and in fact will use those tools to do it. Up against 2 zombies, 3 illusions, and a bones. It's worth noting, the bones. 1 damage to adjacent allies upon death. However, the armor that is currently active says reduce damage taken from abilities and dice. So these are the dice, and the abilities would be on the bottom of the screen, the spells and the tactics. This is all to say that if I kill the bones, it will still hit both of those other targets. It will damage both of the illusions on either side. And then 4 to you. Great. So now I can actually stun one of the zombies as well. And I'll start to work on that character. I expect to try and do a single instance of 4 damage to the zombie on the bottom side and work my way through the zombie on the top. Well, I can do both of them, in fact, because the Ranger can do 4 damage via the engage, and then Berserker via the pain side. Braids! Copy the left side onto the middle side versus Candle, +1 pip for each defeated ally. Braids is really good, especially because I now have 3 different sides that have ranged cleave engage. Taking Braids gives me the ability to get 1 damage cleave chain. Most of the time, in fact. I'd love to stun the Wiz on turn 1. 3 damage to all of our characters is pretty brutal. Actually, if I give redo there, then I can take that imp out. Unfortunately, I do have to suffer all this damage, but now only the backline targets are alive, and they haven't got that much HP, so I feel like I'm very comfortable here. Wiz runs away at the end of the turn. We're given randomized hero upgrades here. Y3.B76 has 5 damage duplicate. No other sides available. Duplicate duplicates it to all allied sides this turn. I can't say that wouldn't be good, because it would. Wait. Oh! 03.8A9 has 1 4 damage cantrip side. However, with braids you now have 2, and with the dragon hide you now have 4. 4 damage cantrip sides. All it takes is a braids, a dragon hide glove, and an orange character who is wild, just a very wildly powerful orange character. Let's hit up this Baron and Ghost. I can't have anyone die this turn, even if Monk does redirect damage to themselves, so don't have to worry about that. Sinew, you should attack the almost this turn. Pilgrim definitely stun. I can't believe that I only got 1 cantrip out of that turn. It'll get better. Oh, that's so much poison. Oh, that's so much poison. Does it have to be? I'm very glad to see that cantrip there. I can take out that bones, and then that bones. The monk, I'm defending already very effectively this turn, so I think I should use burst, probably just to take out the bones above. Because I've negated all but 1 of the damage from the ghost anyway already. They're not overlapping on targets, sadly, this turn. Thankfully, due to the power of those cantrips, we generated enough mana to be able to push ourselves through the rest of the battle. Thimble, immune to damage during my turn. I mean, look, a Berserker holding a Thimble is a pretty wild sight. There's also... I mean, I could just make the Berserker repent, give them the broadsword. Replace my middle side with 4 damage. My middle column, rather, with 4 damage. That's not a bad way to get some more damage out on the field, but I do feel like the Thimble gives us the ability to do more later. Yeah, Alpha's trying to summon 2 things, and the Egg of the Knoll is trying to summon 2 Knolls. I need to prevent all of that from happening. Monk, you preventing 2 poison this turn would actually be really, really sick of you. I can stun the alpha. I'm gonna take out the null snake because I can defend, sorry, the null egg because I can defend against the snake better. And I'll defend the pilgrim to keep them at higher HP so that it's easier for me to stun continually. Basilisk, snake, and alpha. Definitely looking to take out the alpha first here. I'll keep it, because if I'm not incorrect, that's our ability to stun the basilisk, as well as take out the alpha this turn. Goodbye, basilisk, and hello to fight 14. Ocular amulet. +1 pip to the left side, and there's also add a core and a snake to this fight. We're in a fight with, good lord, 4 basilisk eggs. And if they do roll, they'll summon 2 basilisks at the same time. Thankfully they have 3 HP, which means I will be able to take them out with my 4 damage instances on turn 1, but I probably can't afford to put any more people out on the field. What it would kill me. Barbarian. The reason that we took the Thimble was for the possibility of taking Barbarian afterwards. Barbarian has 8 damage pain, 6 damage pain, 4 damage pain, 2 sides that are 2 damage blood loss, as well as a 10 damage death. You're also capable of doing 16 damage, pain engage. Absolute champion. Okay. Why are they all dying this turn? So the carrier is gonna do, right, the carrier is gonna do 2 damage to all of the targets and then 2 poison damage as well. So all of the basilisks will die by the end of the turn. Got it. So if the Barbarian kills the Basilisk directly next to the Bandit will flee. Because I overkill it by enough. And then I can take out the other 2 Basilisks immediately. And I'll stun the carrier, rather than just let you take the glory. That's enough. Sickle! +1 pip to all of the lowest pip sides. Or Greatsword. Replace the middle side with 5 damage inspired. That would be pretty good for getting some extra damage. Currently out of the Sinew, but later out of other characters, because the Barbarian is often getting hit above that, what with the 8 damage and 6 damage pain sides. Slate, Ogre, and Cyclops all looking to do their darndest at us. Let's block the death of the Barbarian. Now it's time for the Barbarian to kill someone. The Barbarian is, of course, undying this turn, so is not affected by their death side. The Barbarian is also going to instantly kill the Cyclops this turn. Exciting. Boom. Single action kills the Cyclops. We do way too much damage to the Slate, despite the fact that it doesn't really matter, but we do stun the Slate and run away at the end of the turn as well. Up against our next boss. Is this 16? This is 16. The Troll King. Troll King. I'm pretty sad if the 3 damage poison cleave comes up early. I mean, we could take a possible antidote to that sadness by taking Stalwart here, who has 3 shield cleanse, giving us the capability of trying to defend our characters better. I do really like the idea, though, of having Valkyrie. Having Valkyrie gives me the ability to revive the Barbarian, as well as to keep the Barbarian from dying. Both very useful. Against a Troll King, a Slate, and an Archer. That'll have to do. I'll defend 2 characters from dying this turn, and then just do a huge amount of damage to the Troll King, because I can. I'm just going to continue moving towards that Troll King. Only 6 damage required next? 7 damage required next turn? I forgot that you have 2 regen Troll King, not just 1. I don't need to keep the big death damage side. That'll do. Stun the Archer, and then it'll run away. Stone Revenge! We've killed 15 slates, and now we've unlocked the boss monster, Basalt. With 35 max HP, Basalt has 2 sides that say 9 damage, inflict death. So target sides have death, the keyword that says I die, to their target sides for the entire rest of the turn, the next turn that is. 4 damage to both the top and bottom enemies, as well as weaken, and also summon a slate. The unique boss fight mechanic here in Basalt, though, is when you take 1 damage for the first time, double it to 2, and then increase the number to 2. So you do 1 damage to this, that does 2, and then you do an instance of 2 damage, which hits the enemy for 4. You do an instance of 3 damage, which hits the enemy for 6, and you continue climbing up like that. Anvil. Destroy the thimble? No. The lifeblood of the Barbarian? Absolutely not. Emerald Mirror. Any effects of all other tier 6 to 8 items on other heroes. That would include Thimble. The Great Sword. Braids. But Braids and the Great Sword will overwrite one another. And no other things. There's also Horned Viper. Admittedly, Horned Viper looks like it's sick here. Horned Viper, add poison to the 2 left sides, that'll give me the ability to get through fights. Up against 2 zombies, a chomp and a demon. The Valkyrie already has the ability to take an enemy out by herself. Love to see that. So Valkyrie? Why don't you hit that demon? Barbarian? Kill both of the zombies. And we got that demon a little closer to death. Yeah, unfortunately we've inflicted pain on target sides this turn, so 0-3 is gonna die if they, exactly, roll damage. Alas. I'm not too sad about it. Chomp follows them out. Veteran. Prince. Oh, wow. So, Prince, your value is in your spell here. And your spell says, sorry, your tactic. Your tactic says Unite. Do 15 damage. You need to spend a damage pip, a shield pip, a heal pip, and a blank side. I expect that heal pips are going to be impossible for me to come by outside of the Prince, and that's going to make it really difficult to use that ability. So I feel like I might go with the very basic Veteran here. It's very simple, it's very basic, but it'll do. It's good poison. It's good poison. Up against 2 basilisks and a troll. Woof. There's some poison at least, an ability to stun one of the basilisks. Looks like I'll be losing the pilgrim this turn though. Which I don't want to lose, but I think I have to. Like, I'd happily revive it given the opportunity. Thankfully, the Valkyrie's rescue side gives us the ability to keep people relatively healthy this turn. 03 has already burnt through almost all of their cantrip sides because they got frozen upon hitting enemies. Valkyrie again saves 3 people. Unfortunately, I won't be able to save 03 this turn, but I will be able to get through the fight. Ordinary Triangle. +1 pip to all sides with exactly 3 pips. Twice. All the shiny gauntlets. Add pristine to the top and bottom sides. ×2 defect if you have max HP. So... here's the thing, right? I don't know exactly how this will work. If I have something that has 3 pips, will it give it 2 pips? Or will it give it 1 pip and then go, this no longer has 3 pips, it's no longer relevant, and not give it a second one? Also, I don't have that many characters with 3 pips. The veteran has the main 3 pip sides, but actually doesn't really care about them. Shiny gauntlets. Adds pristine to the top and bottom sides. Valkyrie, can't use it. Pilgrim, can't use it. 03, if I want to be able to generate this many cantrips, can't use it. Veteran, doesn't care. Barbarian, probably doesn't care because Bloodlust happens later in the fight, and later in the fight the Barbarian doesn't necessarily have full HP. All of this to say, I think I take a random one, and we get the triple Shuriken, adds ranged and chain to all sides. Interesting. I mean, I'd love to have an additional slot on 03 so I can put that over there. That'd be incredible. Ranged and chain to all sides. Ranged and chain. Realistically, the thing that makes the most sense to me here is to give this to the Valkyrie so that I can use Shield 2 Rescue, and then after that it's chaining. Against 2 zombies, 2 fanatics, a wisp, and a whiz. And this is the 19th floor, if I recall correctly, so next fight is the end. Unfortunately, Pilgrim's incapable of stunning anyone this turn. I'll have to lose the Pilgrim. Barbarian does manage to kill one of the zombies. One of the other zombies took some reasonable damage. Two of the fanatics both took damage, their own attacks. Cantrip's really popping off. Glad to see it. Here I have an opportunity to prevent all incoming damage this turn. Unfortunately, the Wiz is going to be summoning 3 bones. Love to stun that Wiz. Ooh, I'd love to stun that Wiz. Protect against death is a very good sign for the Pilgrim to be holding at this point. Barbarian doesn't necessarily need more than 4 damage. But it's also not like they're going to roll less. I'd love to have just a little more AoE support. Just a skosh more. In fact, Wiz is already stunned, so I don't need to protect here. Just 3 damage to the Wiz. Alright, who's the boss? It's Hexia. Barbarian? Barbarian can hit Hexia, that's fine. Stoic! Honestly, the Stoic is probably one of the only upgrades I would take over the Pilgrim here. Keeper's good. Shield and Steel, not bad. Stoic, though, stun enemies as well as take the damage away from other characters, please. Here's a problem. Oh, I can rename you. Oh. I'll know that for the future. 03, if you cantrip into Hexia, you'll die. I'm still not certain I should change that, though. Hexia is about to petrify all of the sides of 03. I'm looking for poison on Hexia on turn 1, ideally. I did not get the poison I was looking for. I mean, my orange character is going to be fully petrified after this. And that'll happen no matter who they hit. I'm okay losing the orange character. They weren't doing anything for the rest of the fight anyway. I mean, they might be most useful getting revived by the Valkyrie. Okay, let's have a look at this turn, because Barbarian, that's a bunch of poison. Then Veteran, boom, Hexia's down. Imp, and then we just watch Hexia die? I think that'll work for me. Classic unfair victory. Their streak was 3, current streak is 1, what of it? Managed to find the damage to push our way through the very end there, managed to deal with the summoners, managed to deal with AoE despite the turn 1 you can't do damage result. I'm gonna say I feel pretty good about the way that all went. Not too much else to say, that feels textbook for the moment. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is Mean Slice and Dice. Top left is a series playlist for all my content on the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays and are above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to 3D. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.